Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, March 17th, 2016. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Hot, bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches. Air conditioning today. It is hot, my friends. Traders, like I said, great to be with you. We have a bunch of charts to go over with. FOMC. Apparently, I didn't read what they said, but apparently the markets didn't like it. And also, we had some big news come out of Australia today that really moved some of the markets. So we got a lot to talk about today, and of course, we got our 6 currency pairs, and we'll take a look at those charts. However, for those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida in the United States. Traders, I trade every day. I'm in the markets every day, and I'm very active. I keep up what's going on. So let's talk about fundamentals. What are you going to do about fundamentals? Well, there are traders that just trade fundamentals, and they do very well. I don't do that. I'm a technician. I love looking at candlestick charts, analysis, price structure, price failure, right? Price action, candlestick patterns, support, resistance, right? So I do use indicators. There's some indicators that I use. When I trade Forex, I use harmonics, and when I trade my options, I use Ikimoku. I do use 3 exponential moving averages, and the one, of course, you always see on my chart in this presentation is the 200 exponential moving average, and the other 2 I use is the 55 and the 10. So that's how I trade. I'm a pullback trader. I like the event to happen. I like to use Fibonacci. I like a pullback, and then I like to enter the trade. That's how I trade. However, fundamentals gets in the way, right? Somebody gets on a microphone and starts talking. So I pay good money for a news feed that is a live verbal news feed where the guy talks when something's coming out, whether it's data, whether it's a surprise announcement, whether somebody like, say, the finance minister of Japan, Kuroda, comes out. I want to know that, right? I want to protect my positions in my trades. I like to be in a lot of trades. So my theory is trade small, but trade a lot, right? You got a better opportunity of coming in profit. So if you got 5 trades on, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win 3 or 4 of them. So trade small, but trade a lot. Okay? So that's how I trade, just to give you a little background of how I trade. And of course, you'll see a lot of that when we get to the charts. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way, keep the lawyers happy. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks before you are willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary today. Let's take a look at what happened in New York. The Dow 30 was positive 0.43%. The S&P 500 was positive 0.56%. The Nasdaq was positive 0.75%. And the small cap 2000 was positive 0.67%. Traders, let's get over to the London zone. Let's see what happened over there in the Euro area, and the DAX was positive 0.50%. The FTSE 100 out of London was positive 0.58%. The CAC 40 in Paris, however, was negative 0.22%, with the Euro Stoxx 50 also negative at 0.15%. Traders, let's head on over to Asia. Remember, these markets are currently trading. These markets are open. The Nikkei 225 out of Tokyo was positive 1.33%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is positive 1.17%. And the China A50 is negative 0.31%. Traders, the Hang Seng looks like it must be closed today, and they closed yesterday positive 1.36%. And I say that because they should have been open a half hour ago. And the Kospi out of Seoul is positive 1.16%. So let's get over to our news data calendar, what's going on today. So, like I said, we had some data come out today, and we had unemployment change come out of Australia, and consensus was 10, and it actually came out at 0.3K. Previous was negative 7.9. So that was bad data. However, their big data that I think that has really moved the markets, and you'll see it on the charts, is their unemployment rate is now 5.8%, whereas consensus forecast was 6% and previous was 6%. So you can see some big spikes on our Aussie pairs today. Okay, so we have today medium impact. Well, I would think this would be high impact. Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda is speaking today. That is scary, my friends. Very scary. Okay, also, Swiss National Bank interest rate decision today in the London session, so we'll keep an eye on that. We have a lot of medium stuff. We do have some high impact. We have, out of the euro, we have consumer price index year on year. Consumer price, I think that's correction, and that comes out of the euro. That's high impact. And we have Bank of England asset purchase facility. That's high impact. That's out of the Great British Pound. And we also have the BOE interest rate decision today. Interesting. And then we have BOE MPC vote cut today. All high impact stuff. Bank of England MPC vote unchanged. BOE MPC vote hike. And Bank of England minutes. All coming out of the pound today in the euro session. So we need to be really cautious of that. That's pretty high interest. In the U.S. session, all we have, my friends, that's high impact is initial jobless claims. So quite an active day today we have in the markets. Let me just go down a little bit more and let's take a look at what we have going into Asia tomorrow. And I don't see anything, my friends. I don't see anything in Asia tomorrow that's going to affect us. And in fact, it looks like a pretty slow trading day on a Friday. However, we are busy today and we have a lot going on. So let's not waste any time and let's head over to the commentary. My commentary is price action has been very well. These news candles have really, this is why you need to be really glued to your economic calendar or your news feed, because this stuff comes out. Like, we know in advance when FOMC is coming out. We know in advance when somebody's going to talk, and you've got to protect yourself. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Here's an example. Look at this. This just jumped up to 12.05. Folks, this was at 1.08 a week ago. So you have to be really awake on what's going on with news data. This is a data candle. This is FOMC, and this is what happened. So apparently whatever Janet Yellen said out of the FOMC, the markets didn't like it. And we didn't get any dollar strength. We got euro strength. So what are we going to do today? Well, I put a trend line on there, and it's a three-touch trend line, so it's valid. So we want to sell this at about 1.1205. If you're worried about the 1200 zone, wait till it gets to 1190 and take it from there. I do see the daily pivot point. I don't think that's any issue to us as far as interrupting our price. I think price will slide right on through that. And we want to take our profit at 1.1106, and that's that green line, which I told you is the 200 exponential moving average. Very easy trade plan. Remember, the bias on this pair is bearish. We want to sell this. We do not want to buy this. And I'm telling you, we're going to see profit taken from this move in London, and we'll see it in New York. So be aware of that. So if you can get a sell entry as soon as possible, get your entry in because your drawdown will be smaller, right? So if you get a bearish candlestick below that trend line, go ahead and enter your sell order. Do not wait for the London open. All right, let's take a look at the pound. Pound basically looks the same. Again, another trend line trade. We want to break below that trend line, a retest, and let's take it down. We do have that 200 exponential moving average. We do have some minor price action left of the chart, and we have the daily pivot point where we're going to get a bounce. This is going to give us a bounce at the daily pivot point, but I think you're going to have enough pips to get into profit. However, we want to take profit at the S1 where the check mark is, and we want to take profit at 1.4088. So we want to get in this at 1.4246. We're going to get out of it at 1.4088. That's over a 100 pip trade today, folks. It did it yesterday, moved 100 pips. Why can't it do it today? Exactly. So we can get this. We just need a bearish candlestick formation. We are at the R1 pivot. This is a great place to enter this trade. We just need to break below that trend line, and let's get in this trade, and we can make some pips on this. All right. Look at this Aussie dollar. This is what I was talking about, the Aussie. The Aussie had some good data coming out on their unemployment rate, and wow, the markets really enjoyed that. The first big blue candle, that is FOMC. That is Janet Yellen, the FOMC chairwoman, and this is just on a run. Now, you can't chase this, folks. My bias is bullish, but you cannot enter a trade here. This has got to pull back. I'd like to see it pull back all the way to the daily pivot point. So I just stuck where the next support area is, and that's at 0.7558. I don't have a take profit because I do not know what this is going to do. I have no idea how high this is going to go. You can see I put a line across, which if you opened a chart on your screen, you would see that that's a resistance area. And it's popped right through. It just walked right through that resistance area. So what do we have to do? Yeah, we have to sit on our hands, and we have to wait till this pulls back to an area where we can get into this trade. We cannot be chasing these candles. Do not chase price. You will end up getting a loss, okay? Do not chase price, my friends. All right, here's another one. You ready? Euro Aussie. Look at this trade. Now, this trade, most of you who follow me know that I am so bearish on the Euro Aussie that from yesterday, if you were still in the trade from yesterday that worked, right, you would have done very well in the New York session because this continued to go down. Then they got the unemployment rate new data came out. That was very good, and that just came down, and you could have made a lot of pips on those two events, and this just worked out really well. So, if you were in a trade from yesterday, you're still in the trade. There's no reason to get out. This is gonna pull back. Now I put an area to get in this at like 4,800 area. 4,790 would be okay, but we need some sort of an area where it's gonna pull back. We need like one or two blue candles so we can get in this. We cannot chase price, folks. Don't chase this red candle. You're gonna get beat up. This can retrace all the way back up to that daily pivot point, that pink magenta line there where it says D pivot. This can pull all the way back to that. Wouldn't be surprising. Remember, London is not open yet. London doesn't open, for another 5.5 hours, 6 hours. So, don't be rushing in to trade this. Just wait, and you'll be able to get into this trade. This trade is a great trade, and I think you can get it right away, and that's the New Zealand dollar. Again, that big blue candle is from the Fed data that came up. It sort of went sideways, and then it spiked up. I put a resistance line up there, that magenta line, and that's a double top, right? That's a double top. So I'm expecting this to fall. And as soon as I get a bearish candlestick formation, I'm going to sell this. We are going to sell this. We don't have no New Zealand dollar news today or tomorrow. So we can sell this safely and get in this trade. I'm just waiting for the red candle, right? So we're going to get in this at 0.6755. Where are we going to get out at? We're going to get out at 0.6667. I do see, and you can see the star on the chart, the daily pivot. I don't think we're going to have an issue there. I think we might get a bounce, but it's not going to be nothing that's going to knock us out, or it's not going to retrace all the way back up. I think it's going to go right through that daily pivot, and it'll come down to that 200 exponential moving average. And folks, I'll be honest with you, there's no price action left of the chart on that 200 exponential moving average, so there's a good chance this will go through that and come all the way down to our support zone on the bottom of the chart, that yellow line. So this is going to be an interesting pair to trade, but definitely looking to put in the sell trade on the New Zealand dollar. So traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Thursday, March 17th, 2016. Traders, please come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solution. Education, great economic calendar, open up a demo account, open up a live account. Everything is there for you just go over to our website, fxclearing.com. Enjoy yourself, and it's a great site to walk through. Traders, have a great trading day. And as I say every day, remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, thank you so much, and we'll see you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.